Hello, welcome to Forgotten Colonies Engine Room. Today I want to talk to you about the teams. And as you can see in the engine room, we usually have 4 teams: red, blue, green and yellow. And that's their official names. You can probably see the sidebar with the names there, but it's actually called yellow in our system. Now, why teams? Using the teams will open up a host of possibilities for your server. For example, you can make a minigame that requires teams to compete against each other. However, it can also help you natively just to prevent friendly fire or keep people together or make permissions possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you can do with teams. When you type /team, you'll see a lot of things. And first things you want to do is you want to add a team. After you typed add, you will not get any further help from the command line, so then it actually requires you to give it a team name. We're going to create a team called Gold, and again you can actually type something. You can press enter, but you can see with the help they actually require display name. Display name always requires double quotation. This way you can make sure that the team itself shows as Golden Team or any name you want. Since you see the brackets around display name, you pretty much know for sure that you also can use JSON, which is absolutely perfect. Because this way, if you have worked with JSON before, you'll probably know that it works pretty much like this. But you can also now give it a color, which is absolutely flawless. There are many tutorials about JSON, and also in my video where I talk about titles and subtitles, I go very much in depth and I'll show you some extra tools that can help you use JSON and understand how the JSON is formatted. Once you've done it a few times, it's getting really easy. So now we can add a team that has a display name, Golden Team, and has actually the gold color in the name. Create a team, Golden Team, and as you can see, it shows in Golden Team. You can now join your gold team as a player. Now, you might expect that your name will be gold automatically. That is not true. That's actually another option within the team. Let's go to team, modify, gold, and modify. You can see all these things that you can change, which is absolutely perfect. For example, the prefix. And again, you'll see it gives no help here, but the prefix is actually, again, double quotations. And you can, for example, do this. And again, you can just use JSON if you want to. Of course, all the commands I use here will actually be in the description as usual. Now, as you can see, if I just set it to gold, it looks a little bit weird right now. So we don't want to do that. Well, seeing this might confuse you a little bit. As I told you before, the JSON formatting is somewhat strange. I'll make a separate guide on it as well. But basically what this does is I'll actually use one gold text bar and 2 text bars with the default color. And if I would say test now, you'll see it shows quite differently. And of course you can actually do a space before and afterwards as well. The possibilities are endless. But that's the prefix. Of course the suffix works pretty much the same. We're not going into that. The suffix is actually after the name. But what we want to go first for is actually the color of the team. And we'll put that to gold. Now, if you press tab now, you'll see that my name just changed to gold. So that's absolutely perfect. Knowing that, since my name is already gold, I'm going to remove the prefix entirely just by using this. And now you see it's just Reaper Iroh with a golden name. If I talk now, you'll see that my name is actually gold, which looks a lot better. And then actually the use of prefixes or suffixes doesn't really matter anymore at this point. Now, one thing that's really interesting is actually friendly fire. You can set it to true or false. And if anyone is in your team, you kind of want to have it. The reason you might want to actually put it on true is if you want to give a punishing score to the team kills. And if you want to know more about scores and team scores and punishing actually scores or subtracting scores, please check out the video that I actually create the team score, and that will teach you how to subtract or add scores to a total score pool and then later parse it as a team score. I would suggest keeping the dead message visibility to always, that you actually show everyone that somebody died. Of course, the display name is incredibly important. We already said it a little bit directly, but you can set it separately here. The name tag visibility might be a very interesting feature if you want to have something a little bit similar to Tarkov or something. Just give this extra difficulty. See friendly invisibles is, of course, if your teammate is invisible, you can still see them. Collision rule should always be so that you can't pass through your own team, because that's pretty much unrealistic as well. So these are pretty much all the modification you can make to your team. Now, team empty will just clear everyone from the team. Team join will either put you in the team, but you can also put another player in the team with this command. Or even if you want to add an entire team, to your team, you can just do everyone who is online and is in team blue. So you can have an endless possibilities with the team join command. Team leave is not bound to a certain team, but you can just remove whoever you want, any player or any group of players from the team they're currently in with the team leave command. Team list, of course, shows you all the teams. As you can see, all the teams that do have their own color and do have their own subname. Team list also has an extra option where you can just list a team specifically, and that will show you the members on that team. And team remove will pretty much remove your team entirely. So these are the things you can actually do with the team command itself. But the most important thing about teams is that you can actually target them. And I showed you a little bit before that already. And we use that specific feature extensively in our score calculations. So we always target all the entities that are in a specific team. For example, here we add to the scoreboard objective kill calc, and we're actually going to calculate that. All the player kills from the combined players in team yellow. And then we actually give it a kill value, which we actually don't put in a team, but we put in a dummy player called default value. This way we can say, hey, every kill is not worth 1 point, but every kill is worth 5 points. So basically that's how we use it in our own. But we also use it simply just to give buffs or effects to the entire team directly. For example, if you want to see an advanced command here, we have execution positioned, so that's chords. We run an effect, we give everyone in a distance of less than 3 blocks and is in team yellow. We give the Minecraft effect Dolphin's Grace for 40 seconds and we hide the particles. Without the team command, we couldn't do anything. Or for example, here you can hand in the flags if you capture them from the enemy team. And we of course want to check if you're not in the team you want to hand the flag in for. So if you're in the yellow team, you can't hand in the yellow flags, etc. It makes all the sense in the world. So just a short guide on everything about teams and what you can do with it. It's simply endless what you can do with it. It's a great command and it works perfectly with the scoreboard because you can target it actually in the player tag. So that's absolutely insane. Don't forget that if you want to target your team, here you see those teams, but that is not the real name. That's just a display name that you gave it. And if you want to remember what the names were or you forgot it, just use the modify command and you'll see the list or the actual names of the teams. Okay, this is the little tutorial on teams. It's not really in depth or something. It's just the basics, what you can do with teams. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it motivates you to actually make something out of it and do something great with it, because it's easy to just use the command blocks to make the best mini games on this planet. Thank you all for watching. This was Forgotten Games. Reaper Arrows signing off.